Hey folks, want to jump on here and shoot a quick solo podcast. This one's going to be a little bit different to the typical episode. However, I think it's just as important. That said, let's jump in to the show. So quote rest, end quote, can mean a few different things depending on context. Physical rest, taking time to relax or sleep so your body can recover. Example, after intense exercise, your muscles need rest to rebuild. Mental rest, giving your mind a break from thinking, stress, or stimulation, like screens or work. Music. In music, a rest is a symbol that indicates silence for a specific duration. Tech, and then capitals rest, representational state transfer. Rest is a style of designing web APIs that use standard HTTP methods like GET, post, POST, PUT, and delete. If you meant something specific by quote rest, end quote, tell me the context. I'm just reading what it says in ChatGPT. But let's get into it. Physical rest. Physical rest helps your body repair, rebuild, and recharge. Type sleep, the most important form. Adults typically need 7 to 9 hours. Active rest, light movement like walking, stretching, or yoga. Deep relaxation, laying down, naps, massage, breathwork. Benefits, muscle recovery and reduced soreness, stronger immune system, better hormone balance, improved energy and focus. If you're training hard or working long hours, your body needs recovery time to perform well. Mental rest. Mental rest gives your brain a break from stress, decision-making, and constant stimulation. Ways to get it: short breaks during work, 5 to 15 minutes, meditation or deep breathing, time in nature, journaling, limiting screen time, doing something simple and enjoyable, music, light reading. Benefits: reduce stress and anxiety, better concentration, improved creativity, emotional balance. The key difference, physical rest restores your body, mental rest restores your mind. Often you need both. For example, scrolling on your phone might rest your body, but not your brain. One sec. It is loading. Great, I'll keep this simple and realistic so it actually fits into a normal day. Here's a balanced daily physical plus mental rest routine you can adjust to your schedule. Morning, 5 to 10 minutes mental rest, 3 to 5 minutes deep breathing. Seems very long. I don't think I've done 3 to 5 minutes. Maybe I have before. There's a thing by Mark Divine. He's the founder of SealFit. Great, the keyboard doesn't seem to load. Ideal timing. He has a concept called box breathing, which we won't talk about in here, but he says deep breathing. So 3 to 5 minutes deep breathing, avoid checking your phone immediately. Set 1 to 3 priorities for the day. Physical wake up, light stretching, neck, shoulders, hips, short walk if possible. Why? Starts your day calm instead of reactive. During work/study, every 60 to 90 minutes. 5-minute break, stand up, stretch or walk, look away from screens, 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. That's interesting. This prevents both physical stiffness and mental fatigue. Midday reset, 20 to 40 minutes. Choose one light workout, walk outside, mobility session. Power nap, 15 to 20 minutes max. This boosts energy instead of draining it. Evening wind down, 30 to 60 minutes. Physical rest, warm shower, gentle stretching, dim lights. Mental rest, no heavy work. Limit screens 60 minutes before bed. Read, journal, or listen to calm music. Sleep routine. Aim for 7 to 9 hours. Same sleep and wake up time daily. Cool, dark, quiet room. Sleep is where most physical and mental recovery happens. Fascinating. And for me personally, I don't make this about myself too much, but I think sleep is one of those things that got me not resting or sleeping enough. I won't get too much into it, but I think I took a break for 4 years for health and well-being from work after the global pandemic, and I think what really got me at the end was the lack of sleep. So if you're out there and that's something that you really struggle with, I may do a podcast or get someone on in the future to talk about it, but I definitely look into it. Something that's, for me, this isn't advice, but maybe just a word of wisdom, is sleep, which says sleep is where most physical and mental recovery happens. So please make sure you're getting enough. I know it's easier said than done at times, but it says here 7 to 9 hours. Let's get back to things. Google Gemini, gemini.google.com. This is a powerful word, rest. Whether you're looking for a break from the grind, a physical recharge, or a moment of silence, I'm here for it. Since, quote, rest, end quote, can mean a lot of things, how can I best help you find some? Mental deceleration. Need a guided breathing exercise or a calming visualization to help clear your head? Physical recovery, looking for some science-backed tips on improving sleep quality or different types of rest, like sensory or emotional. Creative, quote, rest, end quote. Want some low-stakes, low-energy entertainment like a short story or light trivia? Music and ambience, need some recommendations for lo-fi beats, ambient soundscapes, or white noise. If you're ready to drift off, I can help you shut down the, quote, mental tabs, end quote, that are still running in the background. Good sleep isn't just about closing your eyes, it's about convincing your nervous system that the day is officially over. Here are a few ways I can help you get there right now. Number one, the, quote, brain dump, end quote, mental clutter. If your mind is racing with tomorrow's to-do list, tell me everything you're worried about. I'll keep the list for you. I keep the list for you so you can give yourself permission to forget it until morning. Number two, cognitive shuffling. The word game. This is a science-backed trick to scramble your thoughts so your brain stops, quote, problem solving, end quote, and starts, quote, dreaming, end quote. I'll give you a random neutral word like caps. Bedtime. That's capitalization. For each letter, you visualize as many objects as you can that start with that letter, e.g. bee, ball, bear, boat. Once you get bored or sleepy, move to the next letter. Number three, sleep hygiene, quick fixes, dim the lights. Even a 50% reduction in light can trigger melatonin. Cool the room. The ideal sleep temperature is surprisingly cool, around 18 centigrade or 65 Fahrenheit degrees. The, quote, military method, end quote. Relax every muscle in your face, drop your shoulders, exhale, and clear your mind for 10 seconds. Very interesting. It sounds like you might just need a moment to breathe. Is there something on your mind, or would you like, or are you just taking a pause? This is on Claude, by the way, by Anthropic, which just stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. So let's continue. For those of you that aren't aware, which we'll talk about it now, 10 minutes in, so we'll get into this. The central nervous system, CNS. The central nervous system is your body's command center. It controls thought, movement, emotion, breathing, heart rate, everything. It has two main parts. Number one, the brain, the control hub that processes information and makes decisions. Number two, the spinal cord, the communication highway that sends messages between your brain and the rest of your body. What the CNS does: receives sensory input, touch, pain, sight, sound, processes information, sends motor commands, move your arm, speak, blink, regulates automatic functions, breathing, heart rate, controls emotions and thinking. Two important modes for stress and sleep. Your CNS shifts between two states. Sympathetic nervous system, quote, fight or flight, end quote, increases heart rate, raises alertness, releases adrenaline, helps you react quickly. Parasympathetic nervous system, quote, rest and digest, end quote, slows heart rate, promotes digestion, supports recovery, helps you sleep. Good sleep and mental calm happen when the parasympathetic system is dominant. CNS and sleep. If you struggle to sleep, often your nervous system is still in alert mode. Stress, screens, caffeine, overthinking. To calm the CNS, slow breathing, longer exhales, gentle stretching, warm shower, low lighting, consistent bedtime, reduce evening stimulation. CNS fatigue, important. Intense stress, overtraining, or lack of sleep can lead to overstimulate the CNS. Signs: irritability, poor focus, restlessness, weak performance in workouts, trouble sleeping. Recovery requires quality sleep, proper nutrition, lower stress, and rest days. You're gonna need one of them tomorrow. Coming up on 15 minutes. Let's get into the one thing. One big thing about rest. The most important thing about rest is this. Rest is not laziness, it's biological repair. When you rest, especially sleep, your central nervous system shifts into recovery mode. During that time, your brain clears metabolic waste, neutral connections reset and strengthen, stress hormones like cortisol drop, muscles repair, memory consolidates, emotional regulation improves. Without rest, your central or your nervous system stays in a low level stress state. Over time, that leads to irritability, poor focus, slow reaction time, higher anxiety, weak immune system or weak immune function, burnout. Rest isn't optional maintenance. It's the process that makes performance possible. That's a great one. Think of it like charging your phone. You can use it while it's low battery, but eventually it shuts down. The one big mistake people make about rest: they only rest when they're already exhausted. That's like refueling your car after it breaks. What happens instead? Most people push through stress, ignore early fatigue, sleep less during busy periods, use caffeine to override tiredness. This keeps the central nervous system in sympathetic, quote, fight or flight, end quote, mode too long. Over time, sleep gets worse, recovery slows, motivation drops, blood becomes unstable, burnout creeps in. By the time you feel like you need rest, you're already behind. The smarter approach: rest before you crash. That means taking short breaks even when you feel, quote, fine, end quote, protecting sleep during stressful periods, especially then. Scheduling rest like it's important because it is. Having at least one lower demand day per week. High performance don't avoid rest, they use it strategically. I don't mean to talk about high performance on a podcast about rest. So let's just chill out. Yeah, it's 15 minutes. Let's go over back to the one big thing. Just before I talk about it, for me, saunas were a big part of me switching off, definitely mentally and physically, sort of an active way. So I mentioned that the heat and the cold did help me sleep. Right now, I don't have that as much, so I'm trying to eat plenty of calories, making sure my body gets enough fuel to physically and mentally recover for the next day, and enough sleep so I can get back into things. I feel like week by week that I'm have more energy and not less. Okay, let's go back to the one thing. We're going way over 15 minutes here, I think. The one big thing about rest, the most important thing about rest is this: rest is not laziness, it's biological repair. When you rest, especially sleep, your central nervous system shifts into recovery mode. During that time, your brain clears metabolic waste, neural connections reset and strengthen, stress hormones like cortisol drop, muscles repair, memory consolidates, emotional regulation improves. Without rest, your nervous system stays in a low-level stress state. Over time, that leads to irritability, poor focus, slower reaction time, higher anxiety, weaker immune function, burnout. Rest isn't optional maintenance, it's the process that makes performance possible. Think of it like charging your phone. You can use it while it's low battery, but eventually it shuts down. Thanks for listening, folks, and have a wonderful rest of your day and or week.